Imagine you are an emperor. Your name is Emperor Wu, and you rule the mighty Han dynasty of China. You have immense power, beautiful palaces, and a strong army. But you have one big, terrifying problem. To your north, there is a vast open grassland, the steppe. And from this steppe, a constant threat emerges: the Xiongnu. They are a confederation of nomadic tribes, masters of horse and bow. They are fast, they are fierce, and they are ruthless. They raid your borders, steal your goods, and take your people, then vanish back into the emptiness. Your great wall can't stop them all. You live in fear. You need a solution, a big idea. And then you hear a story. Years ago, another tribe called the Yuezhi was crushed by the Xiongnu. Their king was killed, and the Xiongnu leader turned his skull into a drinking cup. The surviving Yuezhi were driven far, far to the west. This story gives you an idea. What if you could find the Yuezhi? What if you could remind them of this old horror? You could offer them an alliance. Together, you could attack the Xiongnu from two sides and crush them forever. It's a brilliant military plan. There's just one huge problem. You have no idea where the Yuezhi are. The West is a blank space on your map. It's a land of rumors, monsters, and unknown dangers. Sending someone there is almost a death sentence. You need someone brave, someone tough, and someone you can trust not to give up. You choose a court official named Zhang Qian. You give him a mission: go west. Find the Yuezhi, make them your ally. You give him a special staff, a symbol of your authority, and send him off with a small group of men into the unknown. His success could save your empire. His failure would mean a lonely death in the wilderness. Zhang Qian leaves the safety of China, full of hope, but almost immediately things go wrong. He doesn't get far before he is spotted. Xiongnu horsemen surround his group. They are captured. The very people he was sent to defeat now have him as their prisoner. He is taken deep into Xiongnu territory. He expects to be killed, but instead they let him live. They give him a wife. They give him a tent. They try to make him one of them. It's a comfortable life, but it is a prison. Days turn into months. Months turn into years. The Xiongnu think he will forget his mission. They think he will get comfortable and abandon his emperor. But Zhang Qian is not that kind of man. Every day he looks at the imperial staff he was given. It is a constant reminder of his duty. He doesn't see a comfortable life. He sees a cage. He uses this time wisely. He learns the Xiongnu language. He learns their customs. He learns the paths they travel and the way they fight. He is storing all this knowledge, waiting for his chance. That chance finally comes. After years of captivity, his guards become lazy. They think he is no longer a threat. One night, when they are distracted, Zhang Qian and his loyal guide, Ganfu, make a run for it. They escape into the dark. But here is the amazing part. They don't run back east toward the safety of home. They turn and go even farther west. After all that time, after all that suffering, his first thought is not to go home. His first thought is to finish the job. He is still determined to find the Yuezhi and complete his mission for the emperor. He is one of the most dedicated men in history. So Zhang Qian and Ganfu run west. They have no maps, no supplies, just a story about a tribe that disappeared years ago. Their journey is a nightmare. They cross endless deserts where the sun burns down, and water is more precious than gold. They climb freezing mountain passes so high it's hard to breathe. They are two men against the raw power of nature. They are hungry, thirsty, and exhausted. Every stranger could be an enemy. Every shadow could hide a threat. But they keep moving, driven by a promise made years ago. After an unbelievable trek, they stumble into a miracle. They find a kingdom called Daiwan, in a green, fertile valley. The people there are astonished. They have never seen anyone from China before. They only know of it as a distant land of legend. The king of Daiwan is fascinated by these two ragged travelers. He helps them. He gives them food and, most importantly, guides. He tells them he knows where the Yuezhi are. They have moved south, to a region called Bactria. With new hope, Zhang Qian and Ganfu follow the directions. And finally, after more than a decade after he first left China, Zhang Qian finds them. He stands before the court of the Yuezhi. He has done it. He has completed his impossible mission. He tells them the story of the Han Emperor's plan. He reminds them of the Xiongnu, of their murdered king, of their humiliation. He offers them revenge and a powerful ally. He waits for their cheers. He waits for their agreement. He expects them to jump at the chance for vengeance. But the answer he gets is not what he expected at all. The Yuezhi leaders listen to Zhang Qian, and then they say, "No, thank you." They explain that it was a long time ago. They have now found a new home in Bactria. The land is rich and peaceful. The Xiongnu are far away. Why would they leave this good life to start a terrible war against the most feared fighters on the planet? The past is the past. Zhang Qian is stunned. He spent over a decade of his life, suffered captivity, and crossed hell on earth for this moment. And they just said no. His great mission is a total failure. He stays with them for a year, trying to change their minds, but their answer is always the same. A weaker man would have given in to despair, but not Zhang Qian. Since he couldn't complete his main task, he decided to do something else. He became the world's first great explorer. He opened his eyes and started learning everything he could about this part of the world that was unknown to China. He studied the people. He wrote down what they grew, what they ate, how they fought. He learned about their neighbors. He heard stories of even more empires further west, like Parthia, and even a distant place called Rome. He saw amazing new things like giant, powerful horses and glassware, and everywhere he looked, he saw something fascinating. In the marketplaces, he saw wealthy traders who were desperate to get their hands on one thing from his homeland: silk. It was incredibly valuable here. He realized that while a military alliance was impossible, a trade relationship could be priceless. He began to form a new idea in his head, a new reason to connect East and West. After a year, he knew the Yuezhi would never agree. It was time to go home and report his failure. The journey back was just as dangerous. He was captured by the Xiongnu again. He escaped again a year later, finally making it back to China after being gone for 13 years. He returned with only his guide, his Xiongnu wife and son, and a head full of secrets. He must have felt like a total failure. Zhang Qian stands before Emperor Wu. He has no allied army. He has nothing to show for 13 years but stories. He expects to be punished. He tells the emperor everything about his capture, his long journey, and he explains that the Yuezhi refused his offer. The main mission was a failure. But then he starts telling the rest of the story. He describes the amazing horses of the West that could make the Han cavalry unstoppable. He describes the wealthy kingdoms and their powerful armies. He draws a mental map of the entire region for the emperor. And then he tells the emperor his new idea. They don't want to be our allies in war, he says, but they desperately want to be our partners in trade. They will pay anything for our silk. If we build a road and protect it, we can create a flow of goods and wealth that will make us richer and more powerful than ever before. We can make friends with these Western kingdoms and surround the Xiongnu with enemies. Emperor Wu is not angry, he is amazed. Zhang Qian didn't come back with a single ally. He came back with the blueprints for an empire. He didn't fail. He had discovered a whole new world and a much better strategy. The emperor was thrilled. He immediately made Zhang Qian a top advisor. He used Zhang Qian's information to launch military campaigns to secure the trade routes westward, clearing them of the Xiongnu threat. This was the true birth of the Silk Road. It wasn't built by a successful general. It was built because one man failed so spectacularly at his original job that he accidentally found a much, much better one. Zhang Qian's failed mission opened the door between East and West. It brought not just silk, but ideas, religion, technology, and culture across continents. It changed the world forever, all because one man never gave up, even when everything went wrong.